I want to share my story about moving to Florida because I think it's important. Before you make the move yourself, there are some things you should know. I faced unexpected challenges that I want to tell you about. It's not as simple as you might think. Let me know in the comments if you've faced the same challenge as I did. I come from a city in the northeastern part of the country where winters are long and harsh. My family and I were getting tired of the endless cold and snow. We were always worried about driving on icy roads and spending a lot of time defrosting our car in below freezing temperatures. Even cleaning my front door on freezing mornings became a hassle. Dealing with the cold weather and long winters was exhausting, and I'm sure you understand what I mean. Has this happened to you as well? I've been through the same experience as you. Every year in winter, we escaped for a few days from our cold city to fly to Florida. It was always a joyful occasion. The sky was bright, the days were sunny and warm. It felt great to wear a t-shirt and put on my sunglasses. Don't forget to subscribe. I was thrilled to be back at the beach. Then one day, I made a decision. I didn't want to go back to our cold city. I wanted to stay here in Florida, and everyone agreed with me. Luckily, my husband could work remotely from home, so we started organizing everything for the move. We were very excited. I did a lot of research and thought I had all the information I needed to move peacefully to Florida. However, our experience after moving here was different from what we expected. The first disappointment was with the house. The prices nearly doubled after COVID-19, which was more expensive than I had anticipated. Additionally, I hadn't expected to pay as much as we did for water, trash, sewer, insurance, and other expenses. Of course, we didn't have to pay for heating during winter, but we had to pay for air conditioning during summer. You could clearly see the difference in price. Before, I was paying $85 and now $270. I'll show you the price difference between before and now in Florida, and if you don't water your garden during summer, everything dies. You don't have a choice. If you have a swimming pool, you're still using a lot of water. Now, let's talk about insurance. Wow! Look at how much I was paying in my cold city compared to now. You need to know, the cost of insurance depends on where you live, which neighborhood you're in, and the condition of your house. Ultimately, you end up paying more, and I'm not confident that I'll have good coverage if something happens. In Florida, I was in for a surprise with the sewer expenses. Unlike my cold city where sewer costs were almost free, here, I had to pay extra. Just check out my last bill. It wasn't the only issue with the house. There were several other unexpected costs. Specifically, I had to pay an additional fee, making the total monthly extra house expenses $185. For example, when I was looking for a job here, I thought it would be easy. But it was harder than I expected. They ask for certain state certificates, and if you don't have them, you won't get paid well. I later found out that many jobs require these certificates mandated by the state of Florida. This is another nightmare for me. If you don't have this certificate, you have two choices. The first is to work at a job that doesn't require it, usually lower paying. The second is that your salary might decrease, sometimes even by half. I tried to find work that didn't require as many qualifications because the ones I had weren't accepted in Florida. I didn't expect to be paid so little, and I was disappointed that I couldn't find a job that matched my previous value. Now, I'm working, but I'm earning less and doing things a bit differently. I'm still frustrated because I can't find a job that matches my worth. Don't tell my boss, but I'm still searching for another job that suits me better. But the problems I've faced in Florida don't end there. I was also disappointed with my doctor during my annual checkup. The regulations work differently here, even if you have the same insurance. I ended up having to pay $250 unexpectedly. I'd suggest asking your doctor plenty of questions before scheduling an appointment to avoid facing the same issues I did, assuming they work the same way as they do in colder cities. Additionally, in some areas, you might have to wait longer for appointments because many businesses and organizations are understaffed. This is because wages are low in Florida, and not many people want to work for such low pay. I totally get that. When I decided to buy a house, I found that things work differently here as well. Since the pandemic, house prices nearly doubled, which was my first disappointment. There aren't as many housing options available, and you might end up saving less money than you expected. This is because, as I mentioned earlier, insurance, water, electricity, and public service taxes are all quite high here. The salary is low here, and if you need to fix things in your house, you're not sure whether to pay more or wait a long time. Now, let me tell you about my cat, Lily. She was also thrilled to come here. She was tired of being stuck at home during the long winter. She's a very active cat who loves to catch birds and mice. When we moved to Florida, we thought it would be perfect for Lily. We chose a house right in front of a park with a small pond in the back. It's a dream come true for her. During the first month, Lily was the happiest cat on earth. However, she came back home twice with big injuries. We were worried it might be too dangerous for her here. We rushed her to the vet, who thankfully treated her, but we had to stop her from going outside anymore. The vet didn't give us any options. Later, I saw a couple of bobcats not too far from our house, and just last week, I spotted 2 small alligators in the pond. And let's not forget about the possums, snakes, and eagles. I'm not living in a zoo, I'm just living in Florida. I never expected to find so many different kinds of animals around me. Finally, Lily can enjoy outdoor activities only in her outdoor tent. I won't keep you for too long, but when you move to Florida, you really need to gather as much information as you can. We've faced some difficulties with the communities being very different, with schools, hospitals, and more. I understand why many people move back after a few years in Florida. But for me, I'm still here. I really enjoy the beach and seeing dolphins in the ocean, outdoor activities, the weather, even when it rains a lot. Even though my cat Lily can't go outside anymore, and I've encountered some difficulties with my job and the house, and I'm not saving as much money as I had hoped, the quality of life in Florida is still better than in my cold city. Have you had a similar experience like mine? Let me know in the comments. If you'd like to continue exploring this world of finance, consider subscribing and inviting your friends to join the conversation. We're here to provide insights and knowledge. Check out this eye-opening video by clicking on the link if you want to know more.